if I have to know more about strings, so string methods is what you should know. Okay, we can perform many operations using string methods. So what do you mean by string methods? Basically, what is a method? Method is something which contains some functionality, and we define methods in class. Fine. So in which class yesterday onwards we are talking? Class is str. Str is a class in which we have got lots of methods. We are calling them as like string methods. Okay. So how they must have been defined? If the actual syntax, if you have to know, so I will show class str colon, right? They must have entered inside, and def string method one, okay, self colon, and inside. So don't bother what is this coming inside, why I'm not typing in the very first column as such. Okay, this is called indentation in Python. We will understand this subsequently. So this is def m2 method 2, self is the parameter default which we have to give. You will understand when we discuss oops concepts. So basically, likewise, you have multiple methods defined in the string class, that is str class. In that, we like, let's try to see some string methods. Not all, there are plenty of them are there. Just a kind of introduction to string methods for you, and based on your interest levels you can go ahead and so how to see them? First, let me open idle. Okay, help. So see, now you will exactly get to know importance of interactive mode. Just to check the functionality of str class, you don't have to write a program. Just write help str, so and hit on enter. So double, if you get to see like this squeezed text 435 lines, right? Double click on that, you can able to see what all information about str we have in Python. You can able to see that. So class str, okay, so all information in about class str, and you see methods defined here: underscore underscore add underscore 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 contains underscore underscore. So for so on. So these are all different string methods. You observe here, underscore underscore, it started off with some word and followed by underscore underscore. Okay, this kind of methods are there. And you also see capitalize, case, fold without underscores. Okay, center without underscores. Let me proceed. Ends with, expand, tabs, find, format. Okay, format underscore map, index is al num. Okay, so is alpha, is ASCII, is decimal, is digit. So there are multiple methods about strings we have. I mean, it got defined in str class, but two ways. One is underscore underscore name underscore underscore. The other is direct name. So in Python, underscore underscore word and followed by underscore underscore, such kind of methods are called magic methods. Okay, so we will be discussing a lot about magic methods in further concepts, because those are very 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 powerful methods and special methods in Python. So in interviews, people call, what are, can you name some special methods in Python? Okay, so what is their intention is special methods means it contains underscore underscore word followed by underscore underscore. So if you know the concept of uh, constructor destructor in oops concepts, we use a lot this underscore underscore methods in object oriented programming. So this is just for your information. Even if you don't know oops concept, that's fine. Anyways, we will cover that in our further classes. So point is underscore underscore word underscore underscore. This kind of notation will be there only in Python. These are very very important methods. Okay, so let's go ahead and see some methods. Okay, let me hit on Control N so that a new file got opened. So let me see some string methods. Okay, str methods. Let me take name is equals to uh, Vijay. Okay, let's say some string I have taken, and let me start applying some string methods. I don't give any command name definitions as such. They are very simple. You yourself can able to understand by seeing the output. Okay, name dot l strip I am doing. So what do you mean by l strip? L strip. Okay, so first I have to take name with some spaces at the left side and some spaces at the right side. Okay, so L strip means what? It will strip this left side values. Okay, so before that, first let me print only name, control S. Let me store it in some folder. Okay, so str4, right, control S, F5. You see what is the display? You can see directly when I printed a string. Okay, let me push this to right side so that visibility will be good. Both program and output you can see at a time. So when I print name, you can see right side, the very first line with the spaces it is showing, right? So both on the left side as well as right side. Okay, it has shown, it has left spaces at left side. These are all these spaces, hope you can realize, right? And these right spaces are all there here also. Okay, you see that gray color copying is happening till up to 4 or 5 characters till the space what is there in the actual name. But after that, if I hit on right arrow, you see it is going towards extreme, right? So that's what it means. It has printed with the spaces. Now what I did is, if you see L strip means it has stripped these left side spaces. Okay, that's the reason you don't see left side any spaces, but you see right side still spaces are there. Can you able to realize that? You can execute and you can feel it if you want. Right side still spaces are there. Okay, so that is what L strip means. Print name dot r strip. Print name dot r strip. Now control S F5. You see output left side. Now it is there r strip output. If you see left side it is taking, but right side you don't see anything. Let me put here cursor. See, when I click on right arrow, it is selecting entire line. What the meaning is, there isn't any spaces after Kumar. Okay, so it got stripped. Fine. So then, what do you mean? How to strip both sides? Name dot strip. There is no full strip as such. Only strip. Only strip. Control S F5. Okay. Now both sides it got stripped. So that is what strip functions are. So let's proceed and see some other functions quickly. Okay, so find function will try to understand. Okay, s equals to this is my book. This is my book. Fine. So print s dot find of s. Okay, print s dot find of s. So what do you think it will give the output? It will give the substring starting index. Okay, what is substring? Substring is this. Okay, so what is the starting index? It starts with a 0. Yesterday you have learned that 0 1 2. So I starting from 2, so it has to give its index. Understand? It gives substring starting index. You may be thinking that, sir, is has got two times. No, why it is taking only first one? Why can't it can display the index of this I? No, find method. The tracing happens from, you know, left to right like this. Okay, so whichever comes first is okay, that is I index it will give for us. Okay, so that is what find for us. Okay, so let's try to see another function, another method. Sorry, see, by the way here I have to pause and explain why I am not calling function, why I'm calling method, right? So what is the basic difference between function and a method, sir? See, methods Okay, so let me just give a clarity, very good clarity over here, because this is also kind of question people may ask us. See, if this is a program, what happened? One sec. Okay, if this is your program, if this is your program, let me also define another program, right? uh, if this is x dot py, right? In in program you write your variables like this. In program you write your variables like this, and in program only you define your function like this. Okay, so basically def is the keyword we use. One sec. Def is the keyword we use for functions. Fine. Okay, right. This is function code, this is function code, right? And how do you call your function? Straight fun open close. So this is a pure function. Fun is the name of a function in Python, in my x.py program. So then what is a method? Let me tell you. If this is uh, a dot py, some other program, imagine. So here class class x, I have already shown you one example, but still let me go ahead and show. So def m1 self. Okay, one second. So here whatever you are writing is called method. So what is the difference? See, basically def name, okay, open close. In between here, okay, here I'm writing one parameter, here I'm not writing any parameter, that's okay, but code is code, we are always writing. So but how do we call methods? Methods we call with objects of that particular class. So let us say my small x is the object of this class capital X. Now I have to call my method using with its object. So X is the, okay, here X is the obj, it's an object, right? So X is an object of this class capital X, and using that object I am calling the method which is defined in this class X. So whereas how I am calling my function straight away I am calling with its name, there is no prefix as such, right? So that is the basic difference. The other difference is you will write, see, you will write your function straight in the program. So you are writing your function straight in the program. But methods, where do we write? We don't write straight in the program. Methods we write in class. If you see, methods we write in class. Are you understanding? So that's what the key difference is. Methods, a function which is defined in a class can also be called as a method. See, you can also have this definition. A function which is defined in a class also called method. Okay, and the other difference is the way how you get call it, right? Functions gets called directly, and okay, you can write that point also. Functions gets called directly, whereas methods gets called using with its class object name, using with its class object name. Okay, so what do you mean by that, sir? Using with its a class object name. Okay, so guys, my voice is not audible. Is that fine? My voice is okay? Can someone ping? Can someone confirm is that my voice is good in the chat? Can someone confirm? Okay, okay, good. Okay, so somebody typed voice is a little slow. Okay, good. Okay, so somebody asking, sir, can you explain class? Don't worry. Okay, class concept we will discuss in length. Okay, when we move for object oriented programming. Here the intention, my intention is you should only observe the difference between function and method. Function you are writing straight in the program. Method you write not straight in the program, rather you write method in a class. right? So that's what the basic difference you should observe. And how do we call method? We are calling method using object name. Okay, now you come and see here what I have written in my program. You see s dot find, okay, or s dot count. So dot is the simple identification, at least for now in the early classes, right? I am not straight away calling without any prefix. Okay, I am using some prefix. So here what is your understanding must be, s is object of str class, and find is a function, a method present in the str class. That is what your understanding must be. Okay, and yesterday I have shown one um, function called len. Okay, so len, I have not used a prefix. If you really focus yesterday program, go back to your notes and check. Okay, len, python s equals to python, and uh, print len of python. So len is not the method of str class, that you have to understand. Len is the function. Sir, if you we have understood find count all, you must be from str class. I have already shown that. And then len is from where? I have told you yesterday only, len is from not str class. Len is from a different module called built-ins. Okay, so what is that module called? Built-ins. Okay, so built-ins is a predefined module in python. I have given this for input function, I guess. So under built-ins, I will tell you your print comes under built-in. Okay, so print, your type comes under built-in. This, the functions which we have seen is what I am typing. Okay, so id comes under built-in, and your, what is this, len comes under your built-in. Okay, so likewise you can able to see multiple functions from built-ins. One second, let me move this little up. Okay, so I will show about built-ins. So basically, when, okay, in input output we'll discuss that. So first try to understand the difference between function and method. That itself, if you can understand for now, should be fine. Let me proceed. Okay, now you see name dot strip, s dot find. So now you can able to realize, right, these are all methods. Okay, not functions. Okay, so let me proceed with my count. Okay, so print s dot count of, okay, is control s f5. You see is has come two times in string s. That's the reason it is showing two times. If you want, you can also check print is dot count of my, control s f5. What is that? Obviously now it will show one, because my is there only for ones. Okay, just some simple methods I'm trying to highlight here. Okay, so let me see, replace print s dot replace, okay, is comma was. Okay, so can you guess what will be the output? It will replace a uh, wherever is there, it will replace that with the was. You can see that. Okay, you can see that, right? Okay, now let me do, uh, it is uppercase. Okay, so these are all methods. So let me give with proper syntax upper. Okay, so print s dot upper, s dot upper should be fine. Okay, what it will happen, you see, it will move into caps lock. Now lower, you see, print s dot lower. Okay, control s f5, you can see the output, all characters have moved into lowercase. Okay, so last one, let me show title. Okay, so if you want to make a string as in title format, title f5, you see that what is the title, the way how it is making the string is, every word first character is caps lock, rest are all small. Okay, so that's what the nature of your title method is, right? So these are all some string methods, and based on our interest levels, we can go ahead and explore more on help str. Okay, right. Now let's go ahead and see another new concept. Okay, so yeah, so fresh concept for today is input and output statements in Python. Okay, input and output statements in Python. Okay, right. So, okay, somebody was asking for program. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, just to take the output, I will give 1 minute and then we can proceed. So, it is not possible to replace the second is with some other word, because in at start it will hitting the first is. So, Lata. Okay. So, this is what some understanding of string methods, but based on our requirement we can proceed and learn more string methods. Okay, so see, I'm telling you, as a developer, okay, you don't have to learn end to end everything, right? Once if you get some idea, then you have to go and see the meta information of any language, right? So when I say meta information, like Python manuals, you have to go and explore more. Stack Overflow is something which is another best place where you can, if you get any doubt, go there and I'm not understanding this, okay, can somebody explain? So core real-time developers will there a lot over there, and they keep on watch questions, and if they are good, if they know um your question how to answer, they will attempt. It is benefit for them also, because what they do, their Stack Overflow profile will improve, right? They when they attend for new interviews, right, further stages, so what they do is like, see my Stack Overflow ranking, I have answered 300 plus questions in last 2 years of various people who have asked questions in entire world, understanding. So that's how there are people are there to help you in different websites, so you have to keep on hunt for the subject. In C we should type each program separately, but in Python how so? Okay, each program separately, Varshita, I will show. Okay, no need to worry. That's what we have been seeing. So the str.4py is the new program. So now let me proceed for another program. Just to put on control N, it will give new file, untitled, control S. So st, now no more str. We have started input statement. Input one, automatically .py it will take. So this is another file. Likewise, you can create multiple files. Right. Anyways, let me proceed with input and output statements. Okay. Okay. Input statement, you can put heading. Okay. This concept helps in reading inputs from keyboard uh, at program runtime at program runtime. Okay, at program runtime. This concept helps in reading inputs from keyboard at program runtime. Okay, so we use input function for this. We use we use we use input function to read input from keyboard. Input function is from built-ins module. I think you have noted this point yesterday, but not an issue. You can note down again. Input function is from built-ins module in Python. built-in predefined module in Python, which is predefined module in Python. Predefined predefined module in Python. Okay, and the very important point now. Okay, so I would like to show output, and then I would like to come here and highlight that point. Let's proceed with the uh, program. And by the way, you all still thinking that how why people are running behind Python. So people all say that Python is so easy, right? But I don't think till now I have never felt it is like easy. If you people have got this kind of feeling, I will tell you, I will just try to write a small program in Java, and then I will write same equivalent program in Python. Then you will understand, okay, for that functionality, how Python is behaving, how other languages are behaving, you will really get to know. So you don't have to know Java for now, okay? If even if you don't know Java, don't mind. Next to 5 minutes, right? Just to try to understand the program whatever you can. Okay, so reading input from keyboard in Java. Okay, sir, it is Python class now, why you are teaching Java? Don't think like that. You have to always compare and then try to understand, right? Okay, so see, you have to import a package in Java to read input from keyboard. Import java.io.star. Star is meant for it brings in all the classes and interfaces of IO package. Okay, now public class sample is what my program imagine. Okay, so public class sample, right? Now flower brace. Now you see public static void main string args. Okay, sorry, open flower brace. Don't bother, sir, why you are complicating things? Just enjoy for next to 5 minutes, not more than that. So to read input from keyboard, okay, there is a method called readline. Readline is a method of buffered reader class. So you have to create buffered reader class object. Okay, as I told you, if you do not understand also, that's fine. Just to see the number of characters, number of lines, how much big I am writing. Okay, buffered reader buffered reader br is equals to new buffer reader of new input stream reader of system dot in. Okay, right, so buffer reader class object got created, that is br. Okay, so this is the biggest line, one of the biggest line in Java. So to explain this line you need minimum half an hour of understanding, and to explain this line 1 hour it will take. Okay, so such a big concepts are this, and typical to learn for the early stages students like you, right? Now let's see br. Okay, string s equals to br dot read line. So what is the point to use this read line? I have to create br, because object dot method name you saw in the class method example, right? So buffered reader br, that's the reason previous line I have written. Okay, so now the read line will read input from the keyboard, that will be there in sit in s, that is string type. Okay, so just give me a minute. Hello. I'll call you later. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bye. Sorry, I got a call. Instead of mute, I clicked on stop sharing. Sorry. Okay. So, uh, yeah. So now we have to print this as system dot out dot, sorry, system dot out dot print ln. So you have to print your s. Okay. So now close your void main, equivalent flower brace, and close uh, your class sample for this. So just count the number of lines: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 10 line, minimum 10 lines you have to write. Okay, so I understand flower braces, so you can put side by side. Okay, at least you can ignore 2 lines. So minimum 8 lines of program you have to write to read an input from keyboard in Java, right? So to come up to this extent, you have to understand class in extensively. You have to understand methods. You have to understand packages. You have to understand IO. So that's what minimum some 20 sessions. If you sit in Java, then only you can able to understand this program, right? So when it comes to Python, how it looks like, you see, s equals to input print s, as simple as that, as simple as that, right? So how many lines you see? Only 2 lines, only 2 lines. So how easy Python is, I will show now by executing the program, right? I told you, right? Reading input from keyboard. This is very very important concept, right? Because if let's say, I'll show why it is important. A equals to 100, b equals to 200, and print a plus b, control s f5, answer is 300. Let me execute once again, answer is 300. Let me execute once again, answer is 300. So if I execute like this for 100 times also, answer is 300. Why it is not changing? Why? Because a and b values you have given as a static, right? So these are standard values in the program, right? You can't see any other answer other than 300. So this is not the actual program, right? This is not the way how you write addition. You have to give scope for end user to give inputs, right? So if you really observe, calculator does comes with some standard numbers addition, or you can able to give any kind of number so that it will perform addition. So dynamically, you as an end user, you can able to give any input: 3 plus 5, 10 plus 20, 1000 plus 2000, 5 plus 10, whatever. Am I right? So that's what it is. So you have to know how to give, how to provide option for end user to give input. So that's where the concept is reading input from keyboard. So that s equals to, okay, let's say n is equals to, I'm saying, input. Okay, so s equals to input, fine, just input function. See, please see, prefix I am not putting s dot or n dot or a dot, nothing I'm putting, sorry, a dot, nothing I'm putting. So strings you will straight away, sorry, functions you will straight away call. Okay, so this is a function. So s equals to input print s. Now let me show the output, control s f5. You see, after printing 300, cursor is waiting for me to type something in the last line at the right side, if you really observe, right? So let me type hello, and let me hit on enter. Did you observe something? Hello is something, as end user I have typed, it has read that hello and displayed for me. So how it had happened? Input function helped me reading that hello input, and that got stored in the variable s, and that I am printing. So that's the reason you can see the result here. Okay, so let me improvise this little bit. Enter a string. So this looks little better, right? Your three, forget about 300, first 3 lines output. Now you see, input enter a string. Okay, so whatever in the parameters of input you are writing, that is getting displayed here, right? So this is beautiful, right? This is good. Now you enter Python. So whatever you have entered, that is gone and sat in variable s, and that s we are printing, print s. So that's how you can see Python. Okay, so little more, let me improve. You entered string is. Okay, control s f5. right? So 300 as it is. Now enter a string. Let's say you type uh, data science. Okay, you entered string is data science. Are you understanding? So whatever we dynamically entering, it has the read and stored in yes, and we are displaying that s variable. So that easily you can able to use input function in Python to read inputs from keyboard. Okay, now I would like to ask a question here. See, okay, let me remove this addition program. This is simple only, you can understand. See the left side program, that is Java, and right side program, that is Python. In Python, I am using input. Input is coming from built-ins module. I have already told you. And left side, let me explain. Buffered reader is a class. Okay, buffered reader is a predefined class. Buffered reader is a predefined class that is present in IO package. Okay, so that is present in IO package. So if I have to explain this, okay, let me take a very simple C program, because y'all C, that's the reason I am taking that. Maybe half the folks here don't know Java. I don't want it to confuse you with the Java. Okay, so conio dot h. Okay, now here, okay, you write void main, and then let's say, okay, so you are writing print f. Okay, so hello. Okay, so this is your basic your hello world program. Okay, get ch or I. Okay, I have to give semicolon, right? Okay, so forgive me for any mistakes. I stopped typing C from last 17 18 years. Okay, so and CLR, this kind, what are all these things? These are all what? These are all functions. Am I right? So these are all functions. So how these functions are working for us in our programs, because you have included their respective header files, right? So talking about printf original source code is present in stdio.h. So since you have shown here in the program stdio.h, that is how your printf function is working properly. If you do not write this line, do you think printf will work for your C program? It will not. Okay, what printf will say is hello. What Python compiler will send you error is, hello Mr., where is the printf original source code? I don't know how to execute this. Show me stdio.h program, that line in the Python program. If you put that, then only, if you put that, then only I will execute. Likewise, a small 4-year kid or 5-year kid, if you take him alone outside, he will cry, he will not come, right? You let my mummy also come with me, then only I will come with you, uncle, something like that. Then only I'll come to your home, auntie, right? Without mummy I will not come. Likewise, without stdio.h, this printf will not work in your program, right? You understood? So likewise, the same understanding, if you don't show IO, if you don't allow IO package to write in the program, this br, buffered reader object br, will not get created. In the same line, in the same lines of understanding, if you do not, but in case of Python, sir, input is a function present in built-ins module. So sir, without writing built-ins module, so as per the previous understanding, we have to write built-ins module like this. No, in the sense, see, built-ins is a module in which your input function is present in built-ins module. So when I write like this, okay, what now? Input will execute happily. My mummy is there, let's say, my parent is there, so now I can able to execute. So likewise, buffer reader parent is IO, and printf parent is stdio.h. Okay, since now stdio.h I have removed, it will not work, actually speaking. So likewise, sir, you also have to write import built-ins in your program. No, so without writing import built-ins, then how it is working? Sir? So here is the point. See, where is that notes? Let me try to highlight. Input function is from built-ins module, which is predefined module in Python, right? Here is a very very important note about Python. Okay, by default, Okay, by default built-in's module is by default built-in's module is imported for every .py file, for every .py file. So how many of you have understood this point really? See, by default built-in's module is imported for every .py file. Okay, so default means automatical. I don't have to write automatically again here. By default built-in's module is imported for every .py file. So now if you understood, so I don't have to exclusively write this built-ins like this already. So till now we might have done some 10 Python programs. So in all the Python programs this built-ins module is there. Okay, like imagine if in C language you must have written these lines for almost all programs, these two lines almost all programs. Imagine in C if I'm saying by default stdio.h and console input output.h, those two header files by default imports includes in all C files. If I say how your understanding is same, you have to understand here in Python. By default built-ins module comes for every other Python file .py file. That is the reason you don't have to import manually your built-ins module. Okay, people who know Java, you can relate built-in as like lang package in Java dot lang dot star. So lang is also default package in Java. We don't import this manually, right? Lang comes for by default with every .java file. Okay, if you can understand, that's fine. If you do not understand also, very much fine. Okay, don't bother about Java understanding. So for now you see print you entered string is yes, so that's fine. Now let me proceed with our further program. Control S F5, so enter string hi. Okay, so this we have seen. Now let me move with another program. Control N, Control S, str5. Okay, so don't bother the notes part, and the last 5-10 minutes I'll open. Okay, so let me proceed. Sorry, not str5, sorry guys. Okay, no, not that's not a big deal. Program name. Okay, input ex2. Fine. S1 is equals to input, enter S1. S2 is equals to input, enter S2. So two inputs I am reading, print S1 plus S2. So I'm just adding. So hello Python. Okay, so hello plus Python. Okay, so hello Python. It is called string concatenation. You have seen this in our previous session also. Now likewise, let me do n1 is equals to input of enter n1, n2 is equals to input of enter n2, right? So I am reading now two numbers, print n1 plus n2, control S F5. See, okay, let me type hi uh, Python. Okay, so hi Python, it will come. Now enter n1. Let me enter 100. Let me enter 200. Okay, so what would be the output? It must be 300, right? N1 plus N2, 100 plus 200, 300. But what's happening, sir, here? It is not adding 100 and 200. Rather, it is concatenating 100 and 200. Why? Because N1 and N2 are not integers. Okay, sir, we have given numbers only. No, sir. Why it is showing as like string? See, if you want, you can check. Print type of N1. Okay, control S F5. Okay, so let me give something. Okay, and see, type of N1 when I typed, it is showing class str. So what is the understanding here is input function by default it will read data in the form of string type. Okay, so you have to highlight that point here. Okay, so this is the fourth point which I have not given. I told you while after showing program I will give, so that's what, please write down here. Input function by default it will read data in the form of string only. Input function by default it will read, data in the form of string only. Okay, so string addition means what? It is string concatenation. It will show side by side, right? Like hello Python, how it has shown side by side. The same way 100 also treated as string, and 200 also treated as string. So 100 plus 200 means 100, 200, 100, 200. It is showing in the output, right sir? Then how, sir? If you really understand yesterday's class, I have told you what is that I have told you. You can convert str type into int type using int function, float type, type conversion. Yesterday last 15-20 minutes we discussed this only. Int, float, okay, by using float function, complex by using complex function, and bool, you can use bool function. So these are all type conversion is what I have told you yesterday, right? Now you will get the actual understanding. So data of 100 in the str format you have to convert into string format. What you have to do? Put int, that's it. So you see now my num1 is what? Int of n1, that's it. Okay, see actually here this n1 is 100, that is string format. That string 100 you are putting in int function because you wanted to convert that n1 string 100 into num1 as integer 100. Okay, so likewise you can do now num2 is equals to int of n2. Okay, so what happened? N2, whichever you are reading in the form of string, that will get converted into integer, and you are storing that in a num2 variable. Now you do addition of num1 and num2, right? You will get the proper mathematical addition. Control S F5. Okay, so this is high. Okay, by. Okay, that is about first strings high by. Enter n1. You you enter n1 as 100, you enter n2 as 200. So type of n1 is showing str, but actually we converted them into integers and then we displayed their sum. Understood? So this is how you convert your type variable like string to int. Okay, so just take this program, 1 minute I will give, and then I will proceed with the further concepts. Okay, 1 minute I will give. Please take this program quickly. So Bhagyalakshmi, this is Python 3. Okay, so we'll discuss Bhagyalakshmi at last. You just stay till last minute of this session. Okay, so can I proceed with my next program? So every program, whatever you are making note, I am telling you guys, take logic code at the same time, write down output also. Okay, if you do not write output, I am telling you, while executing, you will face some challenges. Okay, right. So let me proceed. Control N, Control S. Okay, so this is our input type 3. Okay, so input 3, input 2 I have not given because I mentioned as str5. That's okay. So input ex3. Now, okay, how to read multiple inputs, okay, in one line. Okay, how to read multiple inputs in one line. This is also very, very important, right? Reading one input is fine, but how to read multiple inputs? Let me show you, like a comma b comma c equals to 10 comma 20 comma 30. So a print what, a plus b plus c, control s, control s, f5, 60. You got your answer. Okay, somebody is saying, okay, can we read in single line? I'll tell you, n equals to int of, okay, forget about first two lines, focus on this line. Int of input of enter a number. Okay, so this is very much possible. I am compressing the code. I'm not making it, like the previous program was reading and then you do type conversion likewise. So usually I write like this only in all our further programs. Okay, n equals to int of input of enter a number. Okay, so now you see print. Okay, this will not really help. The previous program, if I have to do in another way, this is how it is: int of input of enter, okay, enter num2. Okay, so you can say this program is a version 2 of previous program. Okay, so colon, now print n1 plus n2, control s, f5. You see num1 100, num2 200, automatically it is giving 300. Okay, you don't have to do it like two times, like input you read first and then you typecast it, convert it with the int. Both of the things you can do from one line only, like this: int of input of enter num1. So we write this kind of line minimum 200-300 times in our further sessions, right? So because every other concepts, we will have to use these things, right? Okay, so this is another way. I'm just putting this in multi-line comment. You proceed with let me proceed with my above program. How to read multiple inputs in one line? Okay, like this: abc push 10 20 30 you read and displayed. No, but this program drawback is what? Every time it will display 60 only, correct? So how to read like this in Python? Okay, see, a comma b comma c is equals to, right? You please see guys, this is the toughest line which I'm going to write in Python. Once if you can able to understand this line, I'm telling you, the every other concept what I am going to teach you can able to digest easily. Okay, so try to understand. Int of x for x in input, int of x for x in input, enter numbers, enter numbers, enter numbers, right? So int of x for x in input, enter numbers. Yeah, so Pranav, yes, this is list comprehension only, but so let me make them understand. So abc equals to int of x for x in input, enter number. So first of all, you see, I want more than one more than one variable. So see, two variables or three variables, you can say more than one, right? More than one data if you would like to read, you can't do with only integer or float as such. You have to go for list. So that is the reason I have started with the list. Okay, so if you see, I am creating a list here now, list of numbers I am reading. Fine. So to read, whenever one standard notation for you, right? Whenever we are working with the list, your for loop will come into the picture. List is husband, for loop is wife, you can imagine. Okay, or reverse, whatever it may be, right? So for loop list, for loop collections. Okay, so tuple and list, to process the elements of tuple and list, for loop is mandatory. Okay, so we will soon going to see that for loop in our next 2-3 sessions. So try to hold. If you do not understand also, that is fine, but try to understand like English. If you know English, you can able to understand this. For every input which is coming in from the input function, right, take that and convert that into integer type and assign to this variables. So that is what the understanding of this entire line. See, for each input, instead of x, I can write for each element, for each number, for each input. Okay, likewise I can write for every input in input function, whatever comes in, Okay, that you input convert into each input. Here I have to write whatever the number has come in, that you have to convert into int. Okay, so that's how it is. So for x in int of x, for x in input, enter numbers. Okay, right. Now let me print. Okay, so let me print a plus b plus c. Okay, so I read three integer. I'm going to read three inputs, which will be in the form of string, which gets converted into integer and gets stored in a comma b comma c respectively. Okay, first input will go and sit in a, second will be going and sit in b, third will be going and sit in c. Right. So control S F5. Enter numbers. So let me enter 1, 2, 3. You can see answer as like 6. Is it working? Yes, it is working. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is a 6. But you have to make me understand, is there any drawback in this program? Yes, of course, there is a drawback. What is that? Let me make you understand. Control S, F5. Let me try to execute once again. I wanted to add 14 and 89 and okay, so let's give a simple numbers. I want to add 10, I want to add 20, and also I want to add 300. Okay, so 10, 20, 300, when you give, what is this saying? Sir, it is saying too many values here, expected only 3, right? Too many values to unpack, expected only 3. Why expected only 3? It is saying because left side you kept 3 variables, your interpreter is ready to take only 3 inputs, but you are giving more than 3 inputs. Sir, why, how we get to know that more than 3 inputs? Somebody will read this as like 10 lakhs 20,000, right? Somebody will read it as like 102 or 10 203 or 10 20 300. So where is the split, sir? Where is the split of inputs? Okay, let me tell you that. So now let me make to let me modify this. You have to use a function called split. Only one line only, but you know what, most of the understanding goes here. Split. Okay, give some space in it. Okay, so just give some space in it. Split. Okay, now you see, let me exit. S control S F5 10. So what is the split character you gave a space? So you also have to follow space. 20 space, 30 space. Now you see you got the answer, right? Okay, control S F5. 100 you give, 200 you give, 300 you give, 3000 you give, whatever you want, you it will perform the addition. So splitting the characters, sorry, please, splitting the every input we have done using the split function, right? One question here for all of you here. Okay, you just have to realize, sir, this program will be written by a software engineer. Okay, but the usage of this will be done by end user, end customer. So while end customer is giving inputs, how come he will get to know that he has to give only space between the number to number? Let us say control s f5. He can give, he can be thinking of 100 comma 200. There is a chance to give, people will give comma also, no? So what happens if you give comma? It will not take, invalid literal parent. So how come end user will know that developer in the code has given space? So that's where what we call manuals, we call manuals. Okay, manual is for what? Whenever you purchase any item, you will get manual, right? Manual is means you will have to specify this object, you have to use this item, you have to use like this only. Let's say you are writing this for a calculator. So while giving inputs, for every input you have to give space. Likewise, we will write down in the documentation, which is nothing but called doc string. Yesterday I tried highlighting this doc string, right? So that's the reason, whatever you are writing, you will specify. For the split here, for number to number split, you have to give space as such. Okay, fine. So now you got, okay, if you wanted to give comma, you can give that. Okay, so like this, control s f5. Okay, 10 comma 20 comma 30, you can see. Okay, so if you wanted to give at the rate, control S F5, okay, 10, okay, 100 at the rate, 2000 at the rate, some big number. Can you see? Can you see? The separator is what you have to mention in the braces. Okay, so that's how it goes. Okay, space. Okay, in course you can put space. Likewise. Okay, right. Now, what is the other drawback of this program? Let me tell you. 100 space 10 space 1. Okay, space 1 and space 1000. Four numbers I would like to give. What it is saying? It is saying only, it is taking only 3 but not 4. Sir, 4 to give how, sir? I have to take one more variable here, control S F you see I kept D. Now let me take 1000, let me take 100, let me take 10, let me take 1. Now it will work all. Okay, right, control S F5. Okay, since 4 are there, but let me give only 2. Now not enough values, sometime it is saying too many values, now sometime it is saying not enough values. What is this, sir? What is this, sir? Why it is saying not enough values? So because four variables you have taken, must and should you have to give four inputs. So sir, what is this confusion, sir? In calculator, does calculator allow you only three number addition or allow you only five number addition? Does calculator will not allow you two number addition to, like, multiple number additions? Yes. So you have to provision in such a way. It means what you have to do is left side, don't take multiple variables, rather you take only one variable. Left side you take only one variable, so that what happens is, okay, so now I am commenting this print a plus b, because obviously a plus b are not there. I'm just trying to print that list. Control S F5. You see now 1000, okay, space 1000 space, okay, 100 space 10 space 1 space, whatever you want you can keep one give. So you can take any number of inputs, it is reading and displaying. Okay, so question is, read display given number, so read multiple inputs from keyboard and find out to do and do so and so. If this kind of questions comes, you have to read multiple inputs from keyboard like this. So this is a read list of elements from the keyboard. This is a code to read list of elements from the keyboard. Okay, control S F5. You see you can restrict with only three numbers also, it will work. Okay, control S F5. If you want you can restrict with only one number also, it will work. That one input also it is taking and putting in the list. So that's how you can able to understand how to read multiple inputs from keyboard using list. So but here you see I have not adding all the list elements. Adding list elements you should use extensively for loop, that I will discuss in next session or next to next session when we start control statements. Okay, right. So with this I will pause input. Okay, one last simple program I will show. Okay, you take this program, okay, and here I will show input ex4. Okay, one last program, one liner program only. Ex is equals to eval of input of enter your expression. Okay, we can use input function in eval function, enter your expression. It works like your calculator only. Print, okay, a result of expression is ex. Okay, what is this? Let me show you. Okay, so control S F5. Okay, this is above code. Okay, that's okay. Now you see, input ex4 expression I'm trying to give. 100 plus 45 minus 80 star 2. Okay, some mathematical expression I am giving. Okay, it is performing the mathematical expression and then giving me the result. Okay, so how it is doing it, it follows, you know, your precision, or like BODMAS rule we call, right? First multiplication will happen and then addition likewise, okay, and then subtraction. So BODMAS rule you can go and google it, you'll understand which has got highest priority asset. You must have studied in C language also. So basically eval is a function which can help for us in doing some mathematical evaluation expression. Okay, so we can use input in eval. Okay, so that's how it is. So this is what about input. Okay, so tomorrow what I will do is I will start off with the output statement. Okay, so first half an hour or so I'll spend time on output, how we can do various sort of prints, reading more about print function, and then we will start off with further topic. Okay, so I will stop